performance by students, both yesterday and today, have been outstanding. And I got a chance to go to the playground during lunch. I mean, just hearing from students, and we tell this to our attendees, you know, they come, they think they're gonna go to sessions and they hear from other adults primarily in these breakout sessions. But really at the end of the day, who are we teaching? We're teaching students. It's wonderful to have students, again, from Leyden, from other schools at this conference to share and to hear their voice. For attendees to hear voices of students that are not their own and are not of students in the classroom. You know, there's something sometimes about being within a classroom, those four walls, that might inhibit, and I totally understand, a student from speaking their piece and really shining.
Did you just say I love you to your neighbor?
Why did you say I love you to your neighbor?
You're both boys. Did you forget?
Do you not know that righteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived.
There was a longing I felt to be with them, yet the bones in my body stretched through my skin, holding me back as anxiety coursed through my veins, the Bible verses that killed my brain, plaguing the heart that longed to be with them. Yet love was a sin that could never be condemned.
The student spoken word were amazing, and that definitely resonated with me personally. I appreciate that they were able to speak their reality, and that's what we need. We need that reality pushed out there. As the father of a trans child, it really resonated with me. The social roadblocks, the societal roadblocks, religious roadblocks as well. Equity, and this is one that I really appreciated listening to Pierre Paul this morning. The way that he presented it, it makes so much sense, and it really resonated with me that you can't really talk about equity by itself, that you do have to talk about it in addition to diversity and inclusion. So altogether, that whole package, being able to have a system in place where you are taking care of the different groups, making sure that everybody has what they need, and making sure that everybody is able to participate on the level.
So equity to me is the opportunity for everyone to be able to achieve and mobilize equally based on their lived experiences. So to simplify that even more so, we all live different lives, and it makes our proficiency in certain things more difficult or easier based on these factors. I think when equity is achieved, we not only understand that as the truth, but we then figure out how to help others mobilize around us.
My advice has always been, and even when I was a teacher, to look for one thing that you can try to implement tomorrow. You know, when I go back, because at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to a classroom, I'm going to teach students. What could I try out now? What could I try out maybe in a week or two? And then what can I try out maybe next year? And really think about ways to plan ahead for the lessons that you're taking away from this conference, and not be overwhelmed to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, and I don't do anything.
I hope that equity is taught as something that is beautiful and attainable. I think right now it's seemed as something that is so beyond our thinking, and it's too complicated and it's convoluted, when in actuality, when equity is achieved, you don't need to worry about being inclusive of all persons. You don't need to worry about lacking diversity. You don't need to worry about missing the mark. Equity shows that you care about the students or the staff in which you work with, and you're providing them with opportunities to achieve the best version of themselves, which is then the best version of the institution.
I know maybe it doesn't seem like it's like something cutting edge every year is the big thing, but one of the things I appreciate about IDEACon the last couple of years is there's been a big focus on equity and trying to bring more diverse voices to our region. So glad to see presenters of color and keynote speakers that maybe are not the voices that we always hear in this region. So I hope that people come, meet new people, meet people from around Wisconsin, from downstate, from wherever, and get to hear some different perspectives than maybe they've heard before.
I think while there are always going to be some things that people like and don't like, I think they have rung true to the beauty of education and the beauty of respecting different people, whether some people don't like it, whether some people do like it. I think IDEACon has found a way to merge the best elements of education and give it back to the community.